Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so tired of all the changes that have been happening lately. I'm tired of things happening all of a sudden, coming out of the left field. I'm tired of the frustration that comes with the feeling of confusion and having an idea of what you want, but not really knowing exactly when it's gonna come or like exactly how it's gonna happen. It literally feels like for the past few weeks, everything's felt like it's been moving fast, but also not really moving at all. Kind of like stuck in quicksand or like on one of those hamster wheels where we're running as fast as we can, but not actually going anywhere. If you felt like that, I hear you because I'm actually right there with you. But most importantly, the universe hears you because this week we're actually gonna get a little bit of grace. This week, the universe says, okay, I'm done messing with you. You've had enough. You deserve a break. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that there won't be surprises necessarily, but hopefully there'll be good surprises. Like, oh my gosh, yay, surprises, instead of like, what the heck? Are you kidding me? Type surprises. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button so that you always know what to expect and what's coming up for you. So for this week, I think the energy will be more in harmony and in alignment with what we want and where we're trying to go because Venus is in the mix a lot this week. And she's having a lot of positive conversations up above that are going to reflect in our lives in more harmonious ways. Venus is a benefic, meaning that she's generally associated with positivity and favorable outcomes. And who doesn't want a bit more positivity in their world? Early in the week, Venus is meeting up with Uranus to create a lovely trine. Now, normally when we hear Uranus, we think chaos, we think blow-ups, we think sudden and unexpected surprises. We think anything's possible, and it can be a high vibe or a low vibe of anything being possible. All those things are still true because we're talking about Uranus, but with Venus in the mix, in a trine, which is an easy flow of energy, we can think of pleasant surprises. Somebody bringing you a gift and it's not your birthday, or like your child being accepted into that creative program you applied for. Now, of course, anytime Venus is in the mix, relationships are a present theme. So Venus-Uranus could be something where like your partner surprises you with a date night, an unexpected rendezvous, or tickets to that art show that you've been eyeing. It could also just be something super simple, like someone surprises you with flowers, something sweet, lovey, and Venusian. Venus also rules beauty and finances, so you might have the sudden urge to change your appearance in some way, like get your hair done, get a new bag, do your makeup. You know, if you're someone who doesn't usually get done up for whatever reason, this transit might inspire you to make a change. Now, financially, you do want to be cautious of overspending, impulse buying, that kind of thing, but it could also be good for figuring out how to get your affairs in order. For example, the physical act of balancing your checkbook, which clearly in the times that we're living in, most people don't have checkbooks anymore, but just in the sense of allocating your budget or looking at spending habits, creating a system to where like you know your bills are scheduled to come out during this day, during the times that you get paid, not before, not later in the month, that kind of thing. If that's not your thing and you've been wanting to do something different, to create a better system to get back on track, but you haven't been able to find the time, or when you think about it, it just seems overwhelming. So then you just kind of table it and continue to do things how you've always done them. Well, Venus-Uranus could be an opportunity for you to see something from a different perspective. Create a new system and find new ways to get your finances in order and balance your checkbook, so to speak. This can be a very exciting couple of days where Venus and Uranus are coming together in this positive light. So keep an open mind and always stay flexible whenever Uranus is involved. Moving on to Wednesday, this is probably what I would say is the biggest day of the week for one reason and one reason only. This is the day that Mercury finally stations direct. If you've been feeling foggy, if you've been feeling mental anxiety, like you just can't think straight, you can't get your thoughts together, you're kind of stuck spinning on a hamster wheel of what you want to get done, not being able to actually go anywhere and do anything about it. If you've been having technical difficulties with cars or computers, social media, phones, if you've had exes hit you back up, or maybe you've hit an ex up, now Mercury's going direct and things will just kind of start to normalize and start working again. Business will go on as usual. I am so excited for Mercury to go direct. I've had a heck of a Mercury retrograde, just feeling stuck in the moment. And if you've been feeling stuck too for whatever reason, our lives are going to start moving forward again. Now, with that being said, I would move forward with caution, not because Mercury's in the post-retrograde shadow, which just means it's moving forward but moving slow. For me, movement is movement. But because on the day Mercury stations direct, Venus will oppose Neptune. Oppositions aren't necessarily bad. They just mean that things can be a little bit uncomfortable because we have two sides essentially coming together, but they both want something different. Venus wants beauty, harmony, love, and gifts, all the things that look good on the material plane and on the surface level. But Neptune loves to create confusion and can even be deceptive. He's the master of illusion and delusion. So if something around this time sounds too good to be true or seems too good to be true, because Neptune is involved, it probably is. I'm just gonna leave that there. Again, just remember to proceed with caution. On Thursday, right after Venus opposes Neptune, she shifts out of Virgo, where she doesn't super care to be, but where she's been for the past month, and she moves into her home sign of Libra. Venus loves being in Libra. Libra strives to create balance and harmony, and Libra energy tends to care about outside perspectives and their appearance on the surface level. So you can think like Kim Kardashian. She's a Libra. Very beautiful and cares to be aesthetically pleasing. Venus in Libra is absolutely positive. This is so good because Venus is happy in her home sign. And if Venus is happy up above, then she can reflect happiness in our lives in the topics that I just explained. Your relationships may feel a bit more peaceful. There might be a willingness on both sides to find harmony and compromise in different situations. Venus will be in Libra until the middle of October, so we've got a lot of time to enjoy this. Moving forward, think about how you can use this energy to pick your battles. The last thing I'm going to mention that you need to know for this week is that right after entering Libra, Venus will make a nice trine to Pluto. I told you Venus was a busy girl this week. She's all over the place, but in a good way. So we know that Venus speaks to relationships, finances, beauty, and aesthetics and luxury type items. Pluto, in a nutshell, is intense, passionate, deep, deeply deep. Pluto can love something so much, it becomes an obsession. Relationships and things surrounding relationship, love, sex, intimacy, affection, all of those things that we crave in a romantic partnership are going to be intensified during this time. Whether you have a partner or not, you're going to have an intense desire for that connection. It's not a bad thing. It can be strengthening for a relationship. I know I want my husband to want me back as much as I want him, so there you go. Where we can get into trouble is taking that primal need and putting too much emphasis on it and not being able to discern what's good for us on a practical level versus what we want and desire internally. So keep that in mind, just some food for thought. Overall, this week is, in my book, extremely positive, extremely freeing in a way, extremely clarifying, and I'm really looking forward to what's to come. Enjoy it. Next week is not that bad either, but it's a little bit more intense than this week. We've got a new moon, we've got some challenging squares to Uranus, not like the nice trines with Venus. There's some oppositions to Saturn, so it's a little bit more restricting. And to top it all off, Mars, the planet of action, aggression, anger, impulsivity, moves into Cancer, which is a very sensitive water sign, so emotions might run hot. But I'll leave that there for now. You can tune in next week to hear all about that. Please don't leave without hitting that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon.